Hello, welcome to Android Magazine's unboxing of the LG G4. Here you can see we've got the box, clean and white, but inside it's all quite bright and colourful. At least when we turn it on. We have to wait and see for that bit. Also inside the box, just so you've got it, lovely beautiful red box. It just comes with a charger. Nothing more. So you've got your mini USB cable and your adapter for your socket. Let's move that box out of the way. Focus on the phone. Now, if you've seen any promotional material for the LG G4, you'll know that it comes in a dazzling leather case, which we're quite big fans of. It's warm, it's comfortable to hold, the texture's really different to plastic, and it's really quite, it's nice to see a company experimenting with form and shape. Unfortunately, today we haven't got the leather version, we have got one of the plastic alternatives. Don't worry, it's still impressive. If you look carefully, you'll see, hopefully that comes up if it reflects the light properly. There's a nice crisscross texture that is a subtle thing. We kind of wanted it to be more pronounced, so it just looked a bit more exciting. But it still feels quite tactile to the touch. It is quite comfortable to hold in the hand. If it does, unfortunately, make the G4 look a little bit like the G3, which isn't quite the development, the excitement we want for a new phone. If you're not familiar with the LG phone, you've probably noticed that all the buttons are on the back. This is a standard signature feature for all LG phones, and hopefully you can see here that it fits quite comfortably into the hand, and once you get used to it, it's quite straightforward. Right, let's turn the LG G4 on. Here it is. There we go. As you can see, the LG G4 has an impressive edge-to-edge display with very little bezel. Let's turn that on, try and bring it to life. The display is 5.5 inches. That's 2560 by 1140 pixels, working out at 538 pixels per inch, which is a very healthy figure. As you can see here, it's also very bright, very colourful. This is in part because of the quantum screen that it has. What does quantum mean? That means, as well as being Quad HD, it has a slightly more advanced type of screen that focuses much more on having true to life colours, with a lot more red and blue balance in there for red and blue saturation to really bring out that vibrancy, and it's a really impressive feature. Compared to the G3, this is, I believe, 25% brighter and 50% more colour than the old model, and I think that really shines through. Hopefully you can see that. It's got really quite fantastic viewing angles. You can take it all in from every side, and it's also got this very colourful user interface. Part of this is material design inspired because it runs Android Lollipop. It's also because the G4 is the first LG to run the new UX 4.0 interface. It's very neon. It's not for everyone, but there are some quite cool smart apps here. For example, if we just swipe to the side, you get this interactive wall of information, counting your steps, giving you a quick preview of your calendar, easy access to music, and additional smart settings, which are really quite clever and learn your habits as time go by, and they're really, really useful. But let's talk a bit more about what's under the hood of the LG. It's also got 32GB storage, which is commendable. It's not quite as much as some phones, but it's still impressive for a flagship. Also has 3GB RAM, which is no different to the LG G3, but it's still a healthy dose for processing. Speaking of processors, deep inside of here, the LG G4 has opted for the Qualcomm Snapdragon 808 processor. If you know your chipsets, that might make you think, oh, left field choice there. A lot of phones have opted for the Snapdragon 810, such as the LG G Flex 2 and the HTC One M9. If you really know your chipsets, you'll also know that there have been some complaints about overheating with that model. So as much as it is Qualcomm's most powerful processor, there have been issues. The 808, in contrast, it's not quite as powerful. It's a hecta-core rather than an octa-core, which means it has 6 cores. But you're not really going to notice much of a difference when you actually use it. The main boon is that whereas the 810 sucks a lot of power, the 808 not quite so much. So we haven't had any problems with the 808. We found it quite successful with that 3 gig RAM as well. It's been very speedy, fast to respond. We've not had any difficulties with high graphic games or watching videos or running lots of tasks at once. The other big feature under the hood is that let's get this back off. The G4 also has an entirely removable battery. That's, as you can see, lithium-ion, 3000 milliamps per hour. Removable battery is a big feature because the S6 has completely jettisoned their removable battery and their micro SD card for a more simplified, modern look, which has upset a lot of Android fans. So it's nice to see that the G4, as much as it's gone for quite an exciting look, especially on that leather version, has kept the essential features that all Android fans like, with a removable battery that can also be wirelessly charged for an added bonus there, and it also has a micro SD card with 2 terabytes of storage space, which is crazy. That's more than we know what to do with on our phone, but that's a massive boon for people that are anti-cloud storage. Wasting their data plan on that kind of thing is it just opens up so much more options for using your phone. One of the features that LG's really been trying to push with the G4 is its camera. It's 16 megapixels with a 1.9 aperture, which really lets the light in and it makes very vibrant photos. These specs are equal to the Samsung Galaxy S6, but in our testing, we think the G4 has the slight edge over the S6 because it also has a lot more manual controls. For instance, you can completely control the shutter speed. You can adjust this from all the way from 1/60th of a second, 1/6000th of a second, all the way to a full 30 seconds, which if you're into photography, you'll know gives you a lot more creative control. And really, once we get past selfies, that's what you want from a camera. That sort of creative control is what makes this a truly special camera and a truly special phone. So that's the LG G4. If you want to learn more about this, pick up Android Magazine issue 52 for an in-depth 4-page review with benchmarks, more insight to that camera, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos and check out more there. Thanks very much.